Spirit talker, spoken wisdom. Let's go deep here for a minute. And let's stop lying to ourselves, okay? We assume that people don't know what's going on. And I'm saying it to all my YT friends, okay? I love y'all, okay? If I consider you a friend, I speak to you, I have spoke to you, even though I might have cut you off now, because I'm protecting my energy. I can't be fake no more. And what I mean saying fake is when I know you won't stand up for me the way I stand up for you, that's fake. And so I'm pointing out why you got to protect your energy and protect your vibrations. Okay? If you learn how to hold on to something, you learn how to vibe with it. If you accept it, your vibration, meaning it start vibing with it, becomes one. Okay, one. And if you can be in a room with people that talk about black people, and you got friends, you sit there and say, I got black friends. Okay, but again, if you never had them to your home, then guess what? You don't. You don't. If you cannot get comfortable with a melanated Jesus, and your privilege allow you to act ignorant based on how your parents raised you, that's still not no excuse. See, you can never lie. See, I know what goes inside your home. I love telling my people I work with, you know, I was a machinist for many years, and you know, machinists, we are in our heads. Before we even do it on a machine or a lathe or a mill or any type of piece of equipment, we already did it in our heads. So we're deep thinkers. And being a black supervisor in charge of men twice your age, you know, it's challenging. I loved it. I love it. It prepared me for it. And then, you know, their little negative stuff where they say, and a little shop talk. That shop talk. Okay, the little underhandness that you do, that little deceit, you know, say, you know, black people don't work. It's not that we don't work. You don't allow us to work. We don't get a job to see how long we can keep it. We get a job to see how long you will let us keep it. You got, and that sin by itself, y'all need to fix that. That is one of your sins that you're going to have to answer for in heaven. If you was part of something went on a melanated person's life, you caused them to lose their job for some stupid reason, you knew that person was worthy, okay? Not because it's not a black job or a black job. That's ignorance. Do you understand that? If you can condone that ignorance, that is your sin. And for you to ask to be cleansed of that sin, you got to denounce it before you get to heaven. Don't wait till you get to heaven. Or I'll wait till I go to church Sunday and I get cleansed. No, that shit don't work like that. When you carry around a sin like that, do you understand what you're doing in the spirit inside of you? When you carry around that sin, your spirit lives inside you. The seed of your father, your mother's egg, is poisoning the soul. That's why the soul cannot go through heaven's gates, because it carries sins of the flesh, of the human being. The seed and egg is the human being. The soul is what connects the human being and the celestial being as one. That soul is in the middle. And when you allow the negative of man to poison that spirit, that soul, trying to poison that spirit, right now, that soul will try to protect that spirit from the ignorance of man. Do you understand that? It will try to protect that spirit from the ignorance of man. This is the spirit over here. What's between there is that soul. Okay? And it will try, but while your ignorance of man is poisoning and trying to reach into that spirit, and guess what? Before it does, you may die. Do you understand? Once something so negative happens and it touches that spirit on earth, the devil touches the spirit on earth, is that death? Is that now it dies? Because God will not be housed. God would not house the soul of the devil. Because once that soul got taken over by man's seed, that is the soul of the devil. Now guess what? You want the spirit of God to keep that soul alive? I'm just asking you to think about it. But you do not want to carry around the sins of other men, of another man. If you're in a room full of people that say nigger this, nigger that, saying ignorant shit, I'm just saying. That's it. Okay? Calling God's daughter a bitch, a hoe, a whore. Okay? I don't do that. I don't hang around dudes that want to call a female a bitch and a whore. That's not my style. I don't even like brothers to walk up to me. Oh, you see that bitch, man? She fun as fuck. No, I know the lingo. Yeah, Rip. I keep stepping. All right? I don't carry myself that way. Okay? I don't house hoes and whores and bitches, okay? All right? If they cannot see, if the female see herself that way, she don't need to step to me. If she see herself as a woman and expect me as a man to chase her, I don't do that. I'm a G. I'm a gentleman. If you cannot tell my level of mental and emotional matureness, you're not worthy of me. Only a lady can recognize about me, and then she will step to me because she know I'm worthy of her. And getting between the legs, having skates, I ain't worried about that. I get that. God will never let me starve. And I will treat every woman like a lady. Now, she don't know how to behave like a lady. She didn't keep it stepping. But it's a lot that's been said there. Never carry the sins of a man around that's not yours. The beliefs of another man, if this is how they feel, you denounce that. Because when you sit there and you allow your soul to absorb the ignorance of another man being ignorant, like Mr. Kirk, and you absorb that in and you agree with him, you're afraid to say something about it, that means you accept it. And that is poisoning your soul. That's going to get to your spirit. Do you understand? You're absorbing that ignorance in. That is the sin. That is the COVID. And if you sat in a room with Kirk, okay, and absorb his shit in, why do you think God sent somebody down to take care of him? He is tired of his children being poisoned because y'all choose not to step up. And right now, Trump is the same thing. God is sitting back. Jesus is sitting back and seeing how long that he will watch society allow it to go on. Do you understand that? God and Jesus sitting back. They eating popcorn. And they're just seeing how it's going to play out. Y'all showing worshiping an individual that cursed against God's children. And what y'all just found out, which we melanated people, we always knew God was melanated. We didn't want to argue with y'all. We allow y'all to believe what y'all want. Y'all can't even have a melanated Santa Claus, let alone have a melanated Jesus. So y'all not even ready to. That's why we don't argue that with y'all. We don't argue with you about Jesus being melanated or not melanated. Y'all can't even have a melanated Santa Claus. You hear me? Y'all got to turn everything a certain color other than brown. The same color as Jesus. Right now, we got pumpkins and witches coming out being purple instead of having to be. You understand that? Okay, we got purple witches because y'all cannot accept a brown witch. Isn't that fucked up? Every fucking color in the world, but y'all want to see a chocolate or a black. We're not really black, but you know, y'all language and whatever the fuck man-made words are, limit yourself to, you know, mahogany, brown, you know what I'm saying? You know, you know, some goldish chocolate, you know, I don't know. It's plenty of colors that we can come up and describe us. But unfortunately, your ignorance is beyond, you don't even want to take the time to think about it. I guarantee you definitely want God to look like me. Okay, maybe something with hair similar to yours, and you're just a little dark skinned, and maybe we can accept that. And you think we can color the eyes maybe a little bit, maybe not so much blue, but maybe a brownish green. Okay, Lord only knows what it would take for y'all to believe, and God knows your spirit. That is God. You cannot lie to God. You cannot lie to God. So think about that. Let that ignorance go. God is inside you. God knows and everything you know that you've done wrong. God knows that's what you need to fix. It's not for you to tell me. It's not for you to tell them. It's for you to know and go inside yourself and fix it. It's not for you to go talk to a priest because you confess it to a priest what you think you cleansed of it. No. Do the work. Do the work. If you can't do the work, why would God let you in heaven? That don't fucking make no sense. And don't mind my fucking words. Again, man-made words for me to speak to the man. So I hope I piss the fucking man off in you. The gentleman in me, God knows. This is me arguing. God, in order to penetrate man, you got to talk like man to get through the man. Me trying to talk like a gentleman, they're going to call me a simp. And I'm a simp. If you can think you can step to this and handle this as a simp, okay, I'm talking about this here. Not no weapons, not no guns. We all can carry weapons. Okay? I get paid to do that. But when I sit there and use vulgarity, again, I'm clean and fix myself. I want to shock the man in you because I can give a fuck less about the man in you. When I say that, even the woman in you, fuck a woman. I tell God I cannot stand his daughter in her woman state. So why you think I won't tell you fuck a woman? And that's what man does. And I don't want to fuck God's daughter, so I don't act like a man. I don't speak like a man. Don't come at me like the man. Now you feel the man in me. Leave me alone. But the gentleman in me, yes, I choose to be a gentleman. I know how to speak like a gentleman. I know how to change my tone to feel like a gentleman. Question is, do you know how to act like a lady? And do you, as a man, know how to choose to be a gentleman, know how to come at me like a gentleman? Again, I'm a conversationalist. Within my conversation, I'll list a bunch of words. I can bring the man out on you. I can bring the woman out on you. Okay, but within that, I'm always speaking to the gentleman and the lady in you. It's your choice to choose what words you choose to hear. Now, if you choose to hear man words, but not the gentleman words, then you are a man. Guess what? I exposed the devil. I can speak, I can act like a gentleman. And when I speak, I can put woman words in there and lady words. Okay? Now, guess what? If my action don't show you me being a man because I'm not chasing you, hounding you, trying to get with you, call you, okay? I'm not trying to get your number. If you don't ask for mine, guess what? I must not be worthy of you. And if you don't have the level of wisdom which God gave you, then you're not worthy to see me, to understand me. So understand that I never disrespect God's daughter. Okay, if I know she cannot handle me on the mental and emotional level, then she's not worthy of me. Because if she cannot handle me here, the only thing she's going to have to offer me is heaven on earth, and I will be disrespectful with that. I will only fuck it, okay, but I will never stay with it because I'm not mentally, emotionally satisfied. And God knows, me as a Libra, I demand the 3 L's, okay? You can do labor for God. You can bring life to earth. And the life you bring to earth, I will love it because I'm nothing but a babysitter of God's children. It does not have to be mine. But if I'm going to act like the gentleman, you're going to do the 3 L's for me. You're going to listen. You're going to learn. And you're going to love yourself. Don't love me. Because if you don't love who I bring out in you, then it's not going to work. If you don't love who I bring out in you, then it's not going to work. Because I will bring a lady in you. If you don't like being that lady and you want to act like that woman and talk all the time but not listen, know it all, but not learn, okay? And that's, guess what? You want everybody else to love you, but you don't know how to love you? You got to understand the difference between a woman and a lady. A woman knows, a woman got to talk. A lady listens. A woman knows everything. A lady learns. And a woman wants everybody's attention. A lady wants only one person's attention. And that is yours and hers. That's it. That is that loyalness of a lady. Have a blessed day.